Welcome back everybody, Barry Mountford here, and for all the new people joining, welcome. In this video we're going to be walking through the lighting setup for this shot. Yes, I'm going to be sharing all those lovely little nuggets of information, the little secrets in photography and how to light. To be fair, there's not really many secrets to be fair, just put the light where you want it, take it away where you don't. But in this video I'm going to share exactly how I've set the lighting setup for that shot. I'm going to show you on the computer, and then we're going to jump into the studio and I'm going to show you that lighting setup in real time so you guys can see exactly how I've lit it, what gear I've used, what modifiers I've used, what grids I've used. So yeah, lots of little nuggets of information to share in this video, which I'm really super excited to share with you folks. And also I'm super excited in this video because I'm shooting on a brand new lens, which is going to be another video also in the making. I can't believe I haven't come across this lens earlier. So yeah, we'll get to it right after this. I messaged Tom about 6 months back to try and organise a shoot. Timing just wasn't great for both of us, so a month ago I messaged him again, managed to sort out some times. Perfect opportunity to shoot now because we were both free. We're both looking for new images for our portfolio. He was shooting for his portfolio, I was wanting images for my portfolio to update it, so it was a collaboration between both, which worked out an absolute treat. And I would highly recommend you guys doing that, get in touch with people that you think can help your portfolio and vice versa. So we've got some really good shots out of this session. Now obviously we sent emails back and forth talking about obviously what we were going to shoot, explain what colour backdrops I had to shoot on, the grey and the browns. He explained obviously what kind of look he was going for, so we just went for that one we turned up. So it was really helpful and useful to have that communication beforehand when we're organising the shoot. So here's Tom pouring a whiskey. Now the whiskey came in late in the session. We kind of done a few shots, different props. Tom came up with a great idea that this image would look cool, just pouring a glass of whiskey or just sitting there with some whiskey in his hand. I thought, yep, that works a treat for me. So that's what we're doing. We added the whiskey to the shot, and I think it just adds that little bit more edge to the shot. So we'll talk about the first key light, the CITI600 sitting in the 90cm 80 open octobox, and I had that fitted with a grid. Now if you look on the shot here, you can see the shadow fall off. You can kind of see where it's falling this way. It gives you an indication where the light is falling. So if you follow that up, the light was coming from that direction. Okay, and it was sitting up out of shot with a grid lighting Tom. Okay, so that was lighting Tom, and I knew using the 90cm octobox that would be enough to light Tom top to bottom with him sitting down. So that's the key light up here. Right, the rim light is pretty self-explanatory. You can see that in the shot, and I deliberately left these in the shot because I kind of like the look of it. I thought it added a little bit to the image. On the Pixapro C stand, the wavy beauty dish with a grid, and I have in that the Pika 200, and that there you can see on the shot also is just giving that rim light right the way down the side here, and it's giving that little key to his cheek there. See that little kick there to his cheek? And I just wanted something subtle just to give it a little bit more of an edge, a little bit more of a mood. So that was the rim. Now if we go back to the key light, you can see the shadows under his eyes. It was quite dark, and I knew I wanted a bit more of a moody image. I wanted them shadows, but I didn't want to completely black. I didn't want to lose it to the darkness. So what I did was I set up a third light, which was the Hybrid 360. I mixed between the Hybrid 360 and the 580 Mark II, and I had that with a grid fitted, and that was literally just lighting his face just subtly to lift those shadows just a little bit, because I liked the shadow pattern. I liked the way the light was falling on his face. I liked the whole pattern there. So that was just to fill in that side of the front part of his face, just to lift for his eyes. So basically that there is the lighting setup for this shot. Very simple, very straightforward. Really, to be fair, there wasn't too much to it. It's just really subtle. Now we'll start off with one light, set that up, get the light falling how I want it, get the shadows looking how I want it. Now if I think the shadows are too dark, too deep, I'll then add a bit of a fill light, the third light, just to open those shadows a little bit. Got a lot of control that way. And again, the rim light is just adding that just edgy look to the image. On a couple of other shots where I've mixed the lighting up slightly, where I've moved the lights around, I've used a smaller grid up here, and I've also used a big white fill card, which is bouncing the light from the key back up into Tom. And I've also put on a few of the shots a big white card on the floor, so that was also bouncing light that back up and into Tom. So that's how I mixed that up a couple of times. But for this shot, that previous layer was how I lit the shot. So yeah. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to jump into the studio and I'm going to show you the lighting setup. I'm going to walk through it all so you can see it in real time and see exactly how the lights were falling. So yeah, I'm going to jump in the studio now and I'm going to show you exactly how it was lit. I thought it would be a good idea to set up some continuous lights to kind of give you an idea of where the light was falling and how I can control light in such a small space. So as you can see, we have the Pixapro 90cm with the grid fitted. And you can see the way the light's falling on my face now, and you can see I'm sitting how light Tom was, and I can just dip my head. You can kind of see how that shadow kind of starts creeping in under my eyes. So the way I kind of filled that light in was by this fill light, yeah, which you can just see there. So back to the key light. This is the key light. So we've got it fitted with a grid. Now, if I move this light, you can see on the background how the light comes, how the light falls in the background, how it falls off. Now I'm able to control that by having the grid fitted to the 90cm octabox. So you can just see that if I move that back, there'll be more light on the background. If I tilt it away, I can make the background darker. So that's one way of controlling the light in a small space. Okay. So I had that sitting round about, roughly about there, just out of shot. I know you guys can see that in there, but for the purpose of this video I've left it in there so you can't actually see it. This light giving a rim light and edge light coming down the side of Tom. So that was the edge light I used. Now again, that's in the Pixapro Wavy Beauty Dish fitted with a grid to control the light exactly where I want it to fall. Now the fill light again was sitting over there, which I will show you once I switch all the lights back on, and that's sitting on my reel system, which are the DIY reel system which I designed. I'll put a link in the description so you can check that out, guys. If you're shooting in a small space like I am, came in really handy. I'll put a link to that so you can check it out. And that was just filling in some of the shadows. The other way to fill in the shadows was by using a white fill card. So you can see there, white fill, no fill, and with a fill. So I had that kind of down below on the floor. The second way I was filling it, I had a big whiteboard at the side here, again filling the light from this side, and that was two ways I was using to fill the shadows and just control the darkness and lightness of the shadows to get it how I wanted it to look in the shot. There you go, folks. I hope you've enjoyed that. I've enjoyed putting it together for you folks, and I've really enjoyed putting it together on my new lens, which stick around because I'm going to do a review on that lens. It's just loving it. So if you have enjoyed it, folks, give it a thumbs up, flick that notification bell so you can see when each video is posted. I will see you folks in the next one.